Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. I am of course SkillJim, and today we're going to be taking a look at all of the pickups that I've had from both back in England, which I returned for a week at the start of the year. So this was for New Year's. We ended up having a New Year kind of party at my mum and dad's house. We had Christmas dinner, belated Christmas dinner that I didn't get to eat on Christmas Day because we went to Disneyland. I think I might have mentioned that last time because I think I showed off some Disney merch and stuff that I picked up in the previous unboxing. So that was like all of the pickups from Japan. So now we've got all the pickups that had been subsequently, like over time, sent to my mum and dad's house, and then a few pickups actually since I've been back home. I've been back home here in Japan for just over 2 weeks now. Maybe not quite over, actually, maybe roughly specifically 2 weeks. Not that it matters at all to you guys, but we're going to get stuck in to some of the pickups that I picked up from my mum and dad's house. Long-winded kind of intro to say that, but this is the first thing here. So this is a VMU Pro. Ordered this quite a while ago, I believe, and I'm not sure. I don't think it was a Kickstarter, this one. I think it was just for sale on the website, and I haven't actually opened this yet, so I probably should have prepared something to get the sticker open with, to not bore you. How's everyone doing? I always say stuff like this, like just to pass a little bit of time whilst I'm opening, but hopefully you're all well. Happy New Year to you all. Hopefully you enjoyed my hour-long The Wheater vlog. In fact, I don't think I've said Happy New Year to you guys yet. So we've got one half of this box open, and then there's the other. So it says, requires a micro SD, this VMU Pro. So there's a manual, little card thing there. And let's take a look at the VMU. So I picked up, I think they did do multiple colours. I picked up a nice Sonic blue, like this sort of see-through. There you go, that's a bit better. So yeah, it's meant to have a colour screen. You can see it's got some sort of lithium battery in there, potentially, so it's got like a longer battery life. It comes with a little blue cord as well, in case you want to carry it around and chow battle with your friends or whatever you can do. And I think you can probably like download, with it having a micro SD card, you can download VMU files and be able to play them directly onto your Dreamcast, which I don't know if it's particularly a new thing, but it's a lot more accessible to do something like that. So you'll be able to potentially download like the SHENMUE VMU character things and actually see them on a working VMU. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it features a 16-bit color IPS TFT screen. It's got a directional pad, USB-C port, 2 function buttons, a sleep mode, and a sleep button and a mode button, A and B buttons. It says play original VMU games, emulators, and games designed for the VMU Pro, powered by a dual-core 240 MHz CPU and a color IPS TFT display capable of displaying up to 16 bits of color at a refresh rate of 60 Hz. Wi-Fi and BTLE connectivity lets you back up your saves to the cloud or share them with your friends wirelessly. Download more games and apps through the VMU Pro Store. Oh, I forgot that it has got its own little digital store, which is cool. Compatible with all regions and original VMUs for sharing saves, so you can connect them and swap saves over, etc. Automatically detects the running game and assigns a dedicated virtual memory card through our Game ID system. You can also play music for the integrated MP3 player and the onboard 0.7 watt speaker, or connect to external speakers or headphones through the USB-C port. They thought of everything, like up to 720 hours, so up to 720 hours of standby or a complete shutdown to preserve battery life even longer. It sounds amazing. Obviously I've not tried it to let you know if it is or not, but yeah, it sounds particularly good, so that's a good first pickup. Next, I got a stash of Sonic Adventure limited run games merch. So this is the jewel case, and it comes with the title screen card, and it also came with a miniature pack of cards, which I have already opened. But I got a brand new wrapper. So I got a Choo Choo Rocket wrapper, which I hadn't had previously, despite opening 1 million packs. I don't know why. But I think I've also got another limited edition VMU trading card packet in a minute. Then we got the Fancy Star Online jewel case, which is nice as well. And inside here we have the Fancy Star Online title screen trading card. And like I say, I've opened all the packs. We didn't get anything new, they were all doubles. So I gave Matt all the Shenmue doubles to either give away. God, this is a hard one to get into. Either to give away, or what's going on here? Or I don't know. I can't open the Crazy Taxi one for some reason. Ah, there we go. Or for his own collection. So yeah, so this one came with a House of the Dead 2 sealed packet thing there, and the Crazy Taxi logo. So with those 3 and the 2 that I showed off last time around, which are not at my fingertips, here they are. So it was the Space Channel 5 and Choo Choo Rocket. Trying to hold them a bit better than I am doing actually. So that makes 5 of them, and so far there's 6. So it seems like, I think Limited Run Games said that they were doing 12 waves of these things, these games, and they've done 6 so far. So I'm assuming that was last year, and then this year we're going to get the other 6. The missing one, in case you're wondering, is Shenmue, because everyone's waiting for the Mimi plush. So I ordered a massive order, and I did get some bits. Obviously I showed them off previously in a previous video in the caravan, I believe. And the rest of the order is being held up by that Mimi plush. So you saw these last time. There was a Choo Choo Rocket coin, Space Channel 5 coin, but now we've added the Fantasy Star Online coin, which is rather nice. The Sonic Adventure coin, which again, very nice. I wonder if they're going to do like a coin display booklet at some point. And then the Crazy Taxi coin. So we've got nice 5 coinage there going on. And then obviously you saw the pins for Choo Choo Rocket and Space Channel 5. What was missing then? I don't know what I was missing, but now I've got Sonic Adventure. Maybe I wasn't missing actually. Oh, I am missing. So Sonic Adventure pin and Crazy Taxi pin. So we're missing Fantasy Star Online pins if they did them. I can't quite remember. Don't know. I tried to get like consistency throughout, but then there's some weird items like this that I bought on a whim without really understanding the trading card thing. So these are Sonic Adventure trading card wallets in a sense. So they're meant to protect your trading cards, but then you've also got ring binders that I'm going to show you in a minute as well. So I'm not quite sure what to do for the best. And I also picked up the Sonic Adventure game case keyring, which looks pretty cool. I adore this Sonic Adventure aesthetics. Takes me kind of back to when I first got my Dreamcast. Absolutely love that. That sort of open your heart. You know, the intro. So sick. But anyway, yeah. And then we've also got the Crazy Taxi arrow. It was a little bit controversial. Some people said that you could just 3D print this yourself, and I think someone actually made a like a print off thing, like a blueprint or whatever, that you can make it yourself and not pay like 30 quid for that or whatever it was. But it's supposed to go in your car, like a, I don't think it's an air freshener, I think it's just a car dangler. And the arrow is going to be pointing at your pee-pee. I'd have thought. I can't imagine it pointing at your destination anyway. But let's move these over here. Right. Let's see what's next actually. So I'm going to go for a couple of gachapons I picked up. So I saw this cool Street Fighter gachapon machine. I don't know if it's new, but I got Chun-Li. And for some reason, they all come with a mirror. And you're meant to stand them in front of the mirror as though they're posing. There's an additional piece of something in here that I don't quite understand what it is. It looks like a second set of arms or something. I don't know what's going on there. But I've read the instructions and it makes no mention of that piece. So I've got no idea what that piece is. If you know, let me know in the description, in the comments below, should I say rather, because I haven't got a Scooby-Doo on that one. So that's something I picked up in Japan actually. So we're going to mix it up because I'm going to show you some more gachapon. So I picked up these two the other day from the Yokohama Pacifico, which, if you're not aware, was the venue for the SHENMUE premiere. What's going on? I turned the AI thing off. Oh my days. This camera, honestly, it has a mind of its own. That's it, go back. I've turned the AI thing off, so I don't know why it's zooming. But it was the original venue of the SHENMUE premiere. So it holds quite a special kind of place for us fans that have watched that footage and seen Yu Suzuki arriving, and every time we go I'm taking photos of everything around that area. We did manage to go in, and I'm going to show this on a future vlog, but they had an event on where you could just walk in and see this incredible artwork that they've got on display. What are you doing? I've turned you off. Bloody AI thing, man. Why does it turn on? Is there a way to say, like, never pick me up ever again? Gesture control. Turn that off. Go away. Right. So, yeah, we saw this amazing artwork. I might show like a little bit of footage here. There's like a sneak preview, but it's going to be in a future vlog anyway. And they had these gachapons to collect pieces of the Pacifico. So I think there's 6 parts and it kind of all connects into the whole complex. It's actually really, really cool how they've done it. So the first one I got was this, which is kind of like a strange part of the Pacifico, but this is the part that we wanted. And this is, I don't know if it's going to focus, but essentially where the SHENMUE event took place. That's sick. So you kind of got this kind of courtyard area here outside with like the taxi terminal area. And then I think we actually went inside here and they've got the artwork in there and people were just queuing around this whole building. Amazing. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to collect all 6 pieces of that. That's a new gym goal. And we're going to make the full Pacifico SHENMUE Premiere gachapon. I picked up a Switch too while I was back in England. So these are still sold out in Japan, believe it or not. So I had planned at some point to pick up a Switch 2 Japanese version, but then I found out that the region locked. I kind of already knew that actually, but it kind of didn't cross my mind when I was thinking about them. But this is sold out in Japan. Oh, Inception. So actually that's sick, look at that. So these like, it's like ping, 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 ping. It's like that infinity thing, but at an angle. I don't know. That's pretty cool. I like that. So the international version, if you want to get that, is kind of like a lottery system, I believe. So it's not worth you bothering. I went back to England, picked one of these up, came back to Japan, bought a Japanese plug. With it being a USB-C, it just pops into the Japanese plug, plugs in, charges fine. I've had no issues with using a Japanese plug on the Switch dock or the UK Switch dock. It's kind of universal because of the USB-C, so that's cool. I also picked up a case for it. So this is the official Switch 2 case. It's nice. Maybe there's better third-party ones on the market. I just went for the official one because I thought it would be quality. But yeah, maybe there is better versions. And then I picked up a few games. So I got this Metroid Prime 4 that I actually really enjoyed when we went to Gamescom. I was actually surprised by this. I was using the Switch 2 mouse controls, believe it or not. And yeah, I intend to play this with the mouse controls because I thought it was pretty sick actually. It's like, it takes me back to my FPS days on the PC. Donkey Kong Bonanza. The Switch incidentally included Mario Kart, so it was like the bundled digital version thing. So I don't have a case for Mario Kart. And then, mainly because of Casey from the Sega Lounge's recommendation, I tried Breath of the Wild back in the day, didn't really enjoy it, but I thought I'd give it another go with Tears of the Kingdom here. So this is obviously the kind of the newer Breath of the Wild sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, and it's okay so far. I've maybe put about an hour into it, and it's okay. It's not blowing me away or anything, but it's okay. Then, let's go for this next. So this, I'll try not to show my address, but I think I showed the SHENMUE poster last time. What was that actually? Maybe I showed this. I did show a SHENMUE poster, but anyway, we've got... Hopefully this is alright, but we've got the poster. I only bought one of these. I didn't buy them for every single limited run game, but just this one, just because I thought it looked pretty sick, and it is pretty sick. But this is iconic artwork, man. Like the Sonic Adventure box art, and it's been made to look like the original promotional poster. So screenshots. Yeah, I think that's going to look pretty sick. I knew that was going to happen. I was trying to keep the tissue paper in there to protect it. I'll sort that out later, but go that way. But yeah, that's not bad. Good quality. Okay, I'll sort that better in a moment after the video. Right, so I'm just going to go for the stack here because I think it'll be easy, but I picked up a few things from a Surigaya shop. So Donkey Kong Returns HD. This is the banana holder, which I'd seen actually people show off this thing before, and it just holds a banana for you if you want to carry a banana for some reason. I thought it was a pretty cool promotion kind of item. Very cheap. I think it was about £5. So yeah, I picked that up. Did I get a t-shirt? I did get a t-shirt, you know, actually. I'll show that in a moment. But we did some sort of shop hunting last week, like second-hand shop hunting. We picked up a few things here, so I picked up a couple of things on a whim, just because they were 300 yen, which is like £1.50. And this appears to be a kanji learning tool for the DS. So like reading and, yeah, maybe it tests you on your kanji. That's what it's called. Which I definitely need some improvement on my kanji. But then we got some special stuff here, guys. So I got... for just under £15 Sonic R for the Sega Saturn, and I couldn't, when I saw these, I couldn't not buy these, because not only do I probably not have, I can't remember, I probably don't have my Sonic R for my original Sega Saturn anymore, because I think I included that with like my entire Saturn collection that I sold in England. But it's the Japanese version, which obviously from Japan you would expect to get the Japanese version, but this is what I want to do. I want to try and collect Japanese versions of my favourite games, and this is one of them, Sonic R. It does have the Obi strip, which interestingly, it says Sonic Project 2 on there, or Project Sonic 2. So I would assume Project Sonic 1 was either Sonic Jam or Sonic 3D. And yeah, I guess at some point, obviously when we had the Sonic Extreme that was on the horizon, maybe they were thinking that there would be a line of Project Sonic games. But anyway, that's number 2. I like the booklet, but incidentally or interestingly, it doesn't actually have lyrics. So in the PAL release, I'll try and go through this booklet here. In the PAL release, there's a whole section with song lyrics for each of the game's soundtrack songs. There's like 5 or 6. Some of my favourite Sonic music. Like Everybody Supersonic Racing. And can you feel... I'm going to sing all of them, guys, so strap in. Can you feel the sunshine? And then we've got Work It Out, Work It Out. Or is that not stage 5? Living in the city. That's the one. Living in the city. You know you have to survive. You gotta keep that dream alive. And then we've got So Take Me Back in Time to Another World. And then we've got Work It Out, make it happen. Now that's what I call Sonic R hits. Just like a diamond in the sky. And the number 1 hit, Everybody Supersonic Racing. In fact, there's 7, isn't there? Because do 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 do, the credit music. Do 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 do. When the race is won. Right, so you get a product card. My life has only just begun. And then I've got volume 6 thing here. When you're next to me, so much more than I want to see. There's no place that I'd rather be. All I need is you, for always and forever. All you need is me. Remember when I said all we need is love for us to be together, 'cause you're my number 1. And how many people have turned the video off out of cringe? Let me know if you stuck around actually after that little song Sonic R medley. But yeah, one of my favourite games of all time. And then guys, quite a special one here. So for about £6, £6 or £7, we got Sonic Adventure International Edition. So as far as I'm aware, this is Sonic Adventure in the Japanese market, but in English. So using the international voice cast that we all know and love. Lovely box art. We've also got, of course, the Obi strip. A little bit weird, that one, actually. It's like just text. Doesn't scream Sonic Adventure. Maybe it does if you can read it. Let's have a quick look at the booklet in here. So there's always like little bits and bobs in here, which is pretty cool. So fast forward if you're not interested in looking at the manuals, but maybe this is a side of video game collecting that people don't show. What does the actual Japanese manual look like? Maybe this one looks the same as the English one, but yeah, very colourful. Back when manuals not only existed, but were also in colour. Quite a few pages in this one actually, so let's keep going. So we got some VMU stuff. I used to love, I don't know if anyone else was like this, but I used to love taking my VMU, even though it only lasted for about an hour, out with me on long drives. So if we were travelling to somewhere, like with my mum and dad, I'd be in the back of the car, levelling up my chow, you know, watching him go on his little adventure. Got Sonic R music on the brain now. Last page. So yeah, just a lot of information really, but pretty cool manual. Got the logo, the international thing. There's the registration card thing. There's like a points thing. You can get 300 points for something. And there's also a dream lineup, which is pretty cool because it's got a SHENMUE page. So bonus and bits and pieces on other software titles for the Dreamcast back in those days. So yeah, really cool. Just quickly put this away. Let's make a little bit of space. So it's actually really kind of exciting. I know there's so many YouTubers that do it and probably have spoilt the market by now for video game collecting in Japan. They just go around hunting all the bargains. There's like no bargains left anymore. I mean, these to me are still relatively cheap and nice finds, but obviously back in the day, you probably could get like some of this stuff for peanuts. And consoles, I'm on the lookout for like a white Dreamcast box for Dreamcast, because we've had all the shipping stuff from England, and I've got my SHENMUE Dreamcast, but from what I've been led to believe and been told by people is it shouldn't be in an orange Dreamcast box, so I'd like to replace it with the actual white Dreamcast box. So I'm on the lookout for that. I picked up this game, I've never actually heard of this game before, but Air's Adventure. Not sure if this was ever released outside of Japan, or if it was like under a different name. I mean, I collected a full set of PAL Saturn, so I don't remember this game, and this was literally £1.50. It looks interesting though. It looks like a CGI heavy kind of game. I'm not sure if there is actually a game in there or it's all story. Again, we've got an Obi strip. I won't go through the booklet on that one for the sake of time, but let's move on. So here we've got a funny story with this one. So this is a Twin B game, and it's a deluxe pack. It's called Detana Twin B Yahoo Deluxe Pack. So funny story with this, the guy was actually scanning these games to charge me. So this was the most expensive game actually. So this was maybe more like £16 to £18. And the only reason I picked this up is because I'd never actually played this game before, and it looked interesting, and I like Twin B. It's like very much like a shmup in the vein of Paradius, which I loved on the Saturn II. And the guy actually picked up two games at once, kind of like this kind of thing, and he scanned the top one and didn't scan this most expensive one. But me, I'm too honest of a guy. Like I was like, oh, sumimasen, kono game wa, you missed it. And he was like, oh, checking. And then he realized, he counted, and he was like, oh, you're so thankful. He was like bowing and thanking me because he would have missed that, and that was like quite an expensive game out of the bunch anyway. So that was my good deed of the day. But yeah, I also picked up Fancy Star Online here for £1.50, which seems crazy to me. So one of my favourite games of all time. I now own the Japanese version. It's got the Obi strip, it's got the manual, and it's got the Sonic Adventure 2 game trial. It's got codes. I'm not going to show some of these because there is actual codes on there. Not sure if that matters so much these days, but maybe you can stop me from accessing my VMU save or character or something with that code. I don't know. Maybe you can't. But yeah, loads of little pamphlets as well, and the registration card. So literally everything that would have come with that game is still present, which again is one good thing about Japan. Like, they just keep every aspect of these products, which we would probably just lose or throw straight in the bin. Last couple of things here that we picked up recently from these different game shops. So I got Fancy Star Portable 2 for about 40p. So I think I already had the PAL version of this actually. Thinking back, I think I did save my PSP games and I did have the PAL version. But for 40p, man, and it's got like a promotion on Fanta, Fancy Star Portable 2 Fanta or something, some other bits and bobs in there. So yeah, pretty cool. Why not? And then the last one, never actually played a Dragon Quest game, but again, 300 yen, about £1.50 max for Dragon Quest 8 on the PS2. Perfect, like mint condition. Gamer manual, of course. So yeah, chuffed with those pickups. Right, let's move on. So next, I am recording, right? Just had a mini thought then that might not be recording. Ooh, there we go. A quick Shenmue find. So I found this actually the other day. Shenmue phone card. And you might think, oh, that's one of the more common ones, James. Haven't you already got that one? How have you not got that one already? You'd be wrong. So this is actually a very rare one that I'd never seen before. Same artwork as some of the other sort of blue. I actually went through all the phone cards that I have and Quoa cards and other various cards. I'll link that video at the end actually on the Shenmue Dojo channel. So what makes this unique is this up here, this text up here. It's actually from a different shop called Tsukumo. It says not for sale. So yeah, the other card that looks almost identical doesn't have that logo at the top there. So very rare find that. I've never seen that before. Or maybe I had, I just hadn't noticed that it had additional text at the top. So yeah, there's another one added to the phone card list, the mammoth phone card list. It's really insane actually how many of those things they produced. And then whilst I was in England, Matt gave me my Air Twister collector's edition that's arrived from Simply Limited Games, whatever they're called. Is that right? It is, yeah, Simply Limited. So it comes with an Air Twister postcard. We've got a coupon code thing, $10 off. I might actually use that, so I'm going to leave that. It says, thank you for your patience. It's been so long. So here's €10 off. I've got another postcard, so I appreciate that. I don't know if Matt accidentally gave me two here and he hasn't got one, or they included two. And then we've got a third postcard. So I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they just accidentally picked up three. This is what I was going to show. So this is like a glass or metal plate thing. We did see this previously for another title. I can't remember. Oh, just came to me. I think it was Lost Labyrinth, like the VR game when I was collecting VR games. I showed this off in a previous video. Not this, but like a glass, metal, whatever this is, perspex or something. Art card poster thing. It's pretty cool. I like this. It's got some nice weight to it. And then we've actually got the big boy. Didn't say bad boy, I said big boy. Air Twister Collector's Edition for the PS5. And we're going to open this right now. So I could have made a separate video for this, but I've chosen not to. So again, thank you for all of your support, guys. If you're watching this random unboxing of random things, we've still got a few more bits and bobs to get through. Got anything? There we go. We're in. But maybe, I don't know, maybe you just enjoy this kind of content. I don't know. I kind of enjoy going through the stuff that I've spunked money on. But here we go. Air Twister. So this took, I think, like 2 years to arrive. But hopefully it's worth the wait. I mean, the cardboard inside looks like it's been aged longer than 2 years even. It's gone all kind of faded and a bit strange actually. It's like got dirt in there. But here we go. So it's the Air Twister Collector's Edition. Is that a flap? It is a magnetic flap, so that's very nice. And it unfolds with some gorgeous artwork of one of the stages there. We've got the game for the PS5 with this nice, slightly different box art from the Japanese release, right? And it may have even, I think we did get a European release that was available that I've probably already got 2 copies of after the Japanese release and then this. I may have picked it up for the Switch though, I can't remember. I'll have to go back to an old video there. And then we've got this cardboard innard that houses the game. And inside we've got one of these awesome, oh that's gorgeous, it's a shame because it's not, but it looks hand-drawn. Kind of like that Dalin Beijing picture that I showed last time from Kenji Miyawaki. But I love the shiny gold frame on that. I love the artwork, like a nice hand-drawn. and it looks like it's hand signed by Yu Suzuki, but it's printed on. But from a distance, it looks quality. Then we've also got another soundtrack. I think Matt might have opened this on this video, and it is slightly different than the official released soundtrack that we got. Might leave that sealed. Oops, I don't want to bend the box. And then we've got a nice postcard, art card of Yu Suzuki, really nice picture of Yu Suzuki again. Looks like it's hand signed, but I believe it's printed. But nice picture of the master, the legend that is Yu Suzuki. So when I ultimately build my Shenmue shrine, that's going to sit adorning the whole collection there, and we'll pray to Yu Suzuki each and every day for Shenmue 4. And yeah, that's the reverse there. And then we've got this interesting art book. Or Yu Suzuki biography. Strange cover artwork there. It doesn't quite resemble Yu Suzuki, apart from the mole. But back in the day, I suppose he did have more hair. Yeah, it is strange artwork, but it's cool. And then we've got some nice black pages. We've got Yu Suzuki looking like Akira there. He kind of, I think he has mentioned in the past in like an interview, he like embodies that character. Like he is Akira, he is Ryo Hazuki, I guess. And then we've got some nice written text, some nice old photographs actually that I think he showed off in an interview type of GDC tour at one point. That photograph I used in Shenmue World actually. Oh, there's some nice photos in here actually. Awesome framed picture in the back there. I wish I had that. Got some Outrun pixel artwork. Space Harrier. We've got Power Drift. Ooh. Is that Afterburner? Oh no, that'll be G-Lock. Yeah, G-Lock Air Battle. There's Yu Suzuki again, looking more and more like Akira with each passing photo. Virtua Racing, Virtua Fighter, Shenmue 2 there, a little bit pixely actually. Very pixely. They could have used a better picture on that. Big Shenmue signee signing. Who knows where that is? Any idea where that's gone now? Maybe it'll say. I don't think so though. But yeah, this all talks about Shenmue, which is cool. We've got again some Shenmue 2 artwork, a little bit pixely. They could have found a better version of that. Hopefully they didn't download these off the dojo. And we've got the low pixel versions. But actually, to be fair, when you do try and use old screenshots and images like this that were from like the 1998 to 2000 era, and you try and put them to get printed, they might look amazing on your screen still, but for some reason, if they're not 300 DPI, they get pixelated to hell. So a lot of stuff on Shenmue in here, which I'm looking forward to reading. Very big, thick book in here. Yu Suzuki looking at a Atari machine. And then it's got all of his works there. And then we've got some box arts and some information about each game. Lovely little book, actually. Very, very in-depth. Oh my god, they've used the Shenmue 2 fan-made artwork there for some reason. And then an interview. So this is all text, but a very thorough interview. I believe there's some mistakes in there from what I've been told, like repeated questions and not the best translation, or I'm not sure. It's not been particularly proofread, I don't think. Conducted by Ezra. So that's a translation, I guess, of the Japanese interview that was in the Japanese version. And then we've got credits there. Really nice book, actually, that. And then actually there is, oops, hopefully that hasn't stopped, I think. There is actually an art book. Well, game book it says. And this, I do want to have a look at. So this is a nice... I think I'm okay. I felt like I just cut my finger then on paper, like a paper cut, but inside my nail. So hopefully that's not a sore one tomorrow. So we've got a very vibrant game book. I'm not going to go through all this, but I'll have a quick flick through. So it's got information on the weapons, the stages. Oh, this is actually really nice. Oh, someone's done a really good job of this, actually. So this is kind of like a... where am I going? Maybe here. It's kind of like an art/game guide. So we've got some blown up screenshots. Stage 2. Some information on the enemies and the boss. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, I love this. What a nice book. Dimple, stage 3. Information on the boss. Yeah, let's just skip through some of this, but very cool. I like the style of the book, how it's like kind of wide. I kind of found with Shenmue World, I went wide but portrait, if that makes sense. So it's like not very wide, but it's very tall. And actually fitting information on the pages within the boundaries of like the bleed and the save zone, it's actually quite difficult in places to fit stuff on. And then when you actually get like a test print and you're actually looking through it and some of the stuff is like kind of just stuck in the spine slightly, I understand actually how difficult bookmaking is like this. So they've had to blow up the screenshots, stretch them out, probably annoyed at some things that have been chopped off there that perhaps you wouldn't realise. But when you're looking at like the full image there, it probably goes like this high. And it's like, oh, we're cutting off a lot there. But actually it works very well. Like this style looks nice. The floating city. I have ended up going through all the pages actually. I skipped a couple. But let's just get to the end. So space, stage 11. I think from memory these 13 stages is this. So polygon. This is the end boss actually. So no. So there's 12 stages. And then there's the outro scene. Spoilers. She dies. She doesn't. And then we've got some concept artwork of some of the characters, and then there's another interview in here actually. So they've done 2 interviews and then the credits again. So yeah, fantastic book. And that is the end of the collector's edition there. So we get the art book, we get the Yu Suzuki biography, we get Yu Suzuki's photo, we get the awesome artwork, we get the soundtrack, and then the inner case thing. Actually, that soundtrack needs to go in there like that. And the inner case thing, and we get the game, and hopefully, because there's a space here, we can fit the metal card in there too, and the 3 postcards and my voucher. So actually, insane collection of stuff there. And I think that took about half an hour, so maybe that should have been its own video, but again, thank you for sticking around, guys. I'm going to struggle to put the sleeve back on. There we go. Still struggling. Very tight fit. That's what she said. Right. I showed off. Last time I showed off Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, collector's editions from Limited Run Games, and then the outer sleeve thing for the standalone games. From my mum and dad's, we got Kiwami 2 that I couldn't, for some reason, they wouldn't let me forward to Japan. Yakuza 3 remastered, and unfortunately again another kind of, what's that word, not calamity, but another accident. there's a better word I can't quite think of. But Yakuza 4 is with Mimi. Again, the plush. Casualty, that's the word. Another casualty of ordering the Mimi plush is that I don't currently have the Yakuza 4. And here's Yakuza 5. And I believe Yakuza 6 is either on its way or close to being on its way. So you can actually see Kiwami and Zero there. But again, these are really cool. I don't know if it's going to work, but you can see it forms a long picture along the spine. So when we get all 6, I'm going to unbox every single one of them. Actually 7 because of Yakuza 0. So when we get all 7, I'm going to unbox them all. And it's the Kiryu Saga. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, next. Back in Japan, I picked up Tomb Raider 4, 5 and 6 remastered because, annoyingly, when I don't order something or pre-order something, it ends up being one of the most rarest things to find. So in Europe, this collection, this collector's edition, and I did buy the 1, 2 and 3 previously, so I wanted to continue getting this to go with it if you want, you know, to match. There's no point having collector's edition for 1, 2 and 3 and then having the standalone game of 3, 4 and 5, 4, 5 and 6 rather. So I wanted to get the collector's edition. Sold out in Europe and they're selling on eBay for like £100 plus. So this I just bought off Amazon Japan, 25 quid something, 35 maybe max, and it's exactly the same product. In fact, the game I believe is not in English. I thought it was in English, but yeah, so it is the Japanese version. So it's got Tomb Raider 4, The Last Revelation, Tomb Raider 5, Chronicles, and Tomb Raider 6, The Angel of Darkness, which I've never actually played that. I've played Chronicles and Last Revolution on the Dreamcast, Revelation. And then like the first collector's edition box, it comes with kind of like a map for every single stage. So that can help you on your journey. I'd probably just use a Games Facts guide. I did actually use that for Tomb Raider 4 Revelation back in the day. Massive game, like an insanely long game. When you're used to playing like Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3, Tomb Raider 4 for some reason was like double the length, or at least it felt like it. Then we've got a nice steelbook. I need to figure out this camera setup actually. It's here, but I'm looking at myself to make sure that stuff is on camera. But then I'm also kind of, because I'm looking at myself this direction, I'm holding it like that, so I don't know why I kind of narrate my thoughts. And we've also got the soundtrack. This is what I was saying actually is all in English. So the soundtrack is actually the English version, I think. No, maybe not. I made another mistake there. It's got Japanese at the bottom. But yeah, so that is the collector's edition of Tomb Raider 4, 5 and 6 remastered. Some nice bits and bobs inside that box. Right, we're reaching the end, guys. Don't worry, if you've stuck around this far, you don't have to wait much longer before you can go have your tea or whatever you do after one of my videos. This is an interesting pickup. So this I spotted on Twitter, I believe. The developers of this were tweeting out about it, and I'd never actually heard of this website before. So this is called Makeshift, and what they do is they make plushes, custom make plushes of different properties or characters or whatever that probably otherwise wouldn't get a plush. And this is actually officially licensed, only 1022 made from Polyart Games. It's a Moss plushie. So anyone that's stuck around on my channel for a while knows that I was really into PSVR 1 and PSVR 2, although I haven't played PSVR 2 for probably about a year now because it's been in storage and it's somewhere in my house. No idea what box it's in, but I will get back to it at some point because I absolutely adore VR, and I loved Moss Book 1 and Moss Book 2. And yeah, so this is Quill, the character from that game. It's holding its little book, which actually is a kind of an accessory, which is really cool. Same with the sword. So all these little components were inside the bag separately, and he's got his own little backpack that I've stuck around his neck there. But yeah, I thought that was awesome. Nice little I don't know, I'm kind of on like a bit of a plush trend, getting the Choo Choo Rocket, the Mimi, the Sonic in recent times. These labbies you can see behind me, that Kiryu one still makes me laugh. The eyes on that. And then Quill from Moss. So I probably should have saved like the best till last. Oh, actually, maybe I have. So, like I was saying earlier, I didn't really understand the trading card system. So when they announced the Dreamcast was getting a trading card set, I bought like 2 hobby boxes, 2 of the booster boxes. I bought the binder, the pack of card wrap things to protect the cards, and I also bought the trading card box that they advertised. So I thought all of those things combined is what you needed to get for the set. But actually, I don't really know the point of this, because if you're going to put the cards in the binder, I don't know what the point of this box is. And I've got 2. And eventually I'll have 3, because I bought the Shenmue one as well. But I kind of bought the Dreamcast one because I thought it was just going to be Dreamcast themed until they announced that they were going to be doing individual game merchandise, and then the Sonic Adventure game was released with all the merchandise, which I bought pretty much all of. I did show you that tie-dye shirt last time, I think. But yeah, there's the trading card box, the Sonic Adventure. And then ultimately, like I say, I bought the ring binders. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't realise you basically picked one that you wanted to house your collection in. I thought they'd thought it through, and like each of the games would house a certain amount of cards or something, but these are just basic ring binders with a fresh cover. So I've got the Sonic Adventure, which is nice to be fair, the Dreamcast, and Shenmue to come. And then once I realised my mistake, I didn't buy any more of the outer cards or the binders. So a couple more things we're going to show you, and we're going to jump cut here so you don't see my legs. Okay, so just thinking out loud, I'm not sure if I did show you that tie-dye Sonic shirt. Maybe I did, I can't remember, but I don't think any of the Sonic Adventure merch came to my house. So it's in the wash, and it's a really nice shirt actually, but it's Sonic Adventure tie-dye. I'll maybe just pop a thing up, so I've got that as well, if anyone actually cares. But yeah, I found this for, I think it was £7 in Japan. So this is a promotional shirt, only available at Tokyo Game Show 2024 maybe, or 2023, for Sonic Superstars, and I just love that artwork. It really pops. So yeah, nice shirt, and fortunately for me it's large, so it should fit perfect. And finally, I'm not going to wait for a future Funko Pop video. I'm just going to show you guys that have stuck around for the full amount of time on this some new Funko Pop additions. So we're going to start with Sonic, and I got Metal Sonic 3.0. He's in a really nice hard shell, limited edition. I kind of missed the boat on this one actually, and I had to buy this off eBay, but actually I didn't pay too much more. I think it was about £35 all in, but I could have gone in for like 15, 20 if I'd thought in advance. I think it was available at Smith's Toys. And then Matt actually got me this, pre-ordered and had it sent to his house for me. So this is Infinite. So very cool actually, they're doing random characters like these with Funko Pops. And if anyone's interested, you might be pleased to know I picked up Chaos. I don't have him with me. He's actually arrived at my mum and dad's house because it was cheaper. In fact, it wasn't available to ship to Japan, but I managed to grab one of those. So in the future, I'm going to do an updated Sonic Funko Pop video with every single Sonic Funko Pop so far, barring that one Shadow that I did sell because they were selling for like over 300 quid, and I sold mine for over 300 quid, and it was like, I've got like 4 Shadows already. In fact, the stance isn't even that different, so that's okay. I'm happy to let one Funko Pop go. But yeah, I picked up this Astrobot. Absolutely love Astrobot. That's another plush I've got actually somewhere, an Astrobot plush. But this is the regular edition because it looks like Astrobot, how Astrobot should. But we also pre-ordered ages ago now, probably like 2 years ago as well, or just over a year ago maybe, this 2024 Game of the Year edition of Astrobot. And we assumed this was the only Astrobot Funko Pop, so that's why we pre-ordered it. But actually you've got the original one here, and then this is kind of like a silver metallic chrome version of Astrobot. So actually in a sense I prefer the regular Astrobot just because it's more iconic, but this is nice to have, very collectible, again in a nice tough crate thing, which is I don't know if that's something Funko Pop are doing themselves, but very good protection actually. Imagine if all of your Funko Pops were in that kind of protection, it would be cool. And that's it guys, so that is all of my pickups for the last 3 weeks since my last video. But bear in mind, most of this stuff was shipped to my mum and dad's over the past 6 months, or however long, actually 3 months maybe, thinking about it. So since we've been in Japan, actually getting on for 4 months now, these things have been slowly arriving, I guess, and now they're all in my possession. So the only things we're waiting on are the Shenmue, remainder of the Shenmue stuff, the YAKUZA 6 and the YAKUZA 4. I think that's it. So at some point they need to get across the borders to Japan, and then we'll unbox those on camera, of course. And in the future, when I have more time and the motivation, I want to get around to opening those Entertainment Earth Mega Drive playsets that I showed off last video. They're somewhere down here. Looking forward to that, but also not, because it's just time consuming to sort of sit down and do a video. Oh, woe is me. Right, just hitting a record button and talking, but after getting home from work at like 10 o'clock at night, it's harder than you think to find the sort of the motivation to get past that kind of, I'm feeling tired, I'd rather just relax on the settee, having a 19.6 Suntory alcoholic beverage, Muscat, minus 198. I don't drink too much of this. This is like the first one I've bought for about, since I've been back in Japan actually, this is the first alcoholic beverage. Taste test. It's nice. It's got very subtle fruity flavours in there. I'm not particularly getting grape. Maybe I am actually. There's an aftertaste of grape. But when you've been drinking Fanta grape, which is very popular over here, or at least easy accessible, so there's actually two. There's Fanta Melon, which I love, or melon soda, and Fanta grape, which is amazing as well. Wish they had like zero versions of them. In fact, most of the Coke over here, bizarrely, is full fat Coke. It's actually harder, I don't know why, to find Coke Zero. It is available, but only Coke Zero. So none of the other drinks seem to have zero flavours for some reason. So when they like the soda, the Japanese people like full fat sugar soda, which isn't ideal, I suppose, for teeth, etc. I kind of lived on Coke Zero back at home. But I guess maybe they're onto something. Maybe because you don't want to be drinking full fat Coke these days, especially after drinking Coke Zero all your life. I'm kind of not buying Coke at all. So I'm drinking green tea. Maybe they're onto something. Maybe by having easy access to these sugary drinks actually makes you not want to drink them at all. Conspiracy theory for you there, guys. But yeah, this is nice. I highly rate these little Suntory fruity flavour alcoholic beverages. Yeah, tastes really nice. Tastes like a soft, fizzy, light grape. So not strong like a Fanta grape, but maybe like one of those sparkling waters that happen to be flavoured grape. Tastes like that, actually. Yeah. Decent. Muscat? I don't know. Is that a type of grape? Muscat? I thought that was a gun. Is that a joke? I don't know if that was a joke or not. Anyway, I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching my return to Japan haul. Just getting past the gas there. I drank too much of that fizzy alcoholic beverage. But thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon. I want to do a vlog this week actually to get a big catch up on all of the events and things that happened since probably prior Kamakura. So I showed that Kamakura vlog, but I got loads of like bits and bobs of footage here and there. And like I say, we went back to Disney on Christmas Day. We've been to quite a few different places, aquariums and zoos and things like that since the Anpanman thing, which was kind of like the start of November, I believe. So there's probably like 2 or 3 months worth of bits and bobs that I want to talk about and do kind of like a walking, talking vlog with footage, kind of like similar to the first 3 vlogs I did. So the last 2 have been kind of special, like Kamakura, Shenmue themed, Shenmue 3 themed, Shenmue 3 Kickstarter themed, and then the Dobuita video, the Yokosuka video, obviously Shenmue 1 themed very much. Really great videos to do actually. They kind of held me back from doing vlogs because I wanted to make sure that I did those 2 particular ones justice. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed them. I'm quite pleased with how they've both come out actually. So you got the snappier Kamakura video, it was like 16 minutes. Maybe too quick actually for me. Or the long-winded Yokosuka video is a bit more raw and more authentic walking around the streets actually. So let me know which ones you prefer actually. Do you prefer the shorter kind of vlog material like that with the snappier sped up pace in places, or do you prefer the laid back people chatting, hearing the atmosphere, the background talking or me talking, and actually just sort of experiencing what it's like to actually be in those places? Let me know which one you prefer on them. Not necessarily going to change how I make videos in the future, but you never know. Let me know. But anyways, guys, thank you again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Much appreciated. And I'll see you on another video in the not too distant future. Just embodying Matt there for a moment. But yeah, thanks, guys. Take care.